Today we'll talk about knowing your limitations. And when you know yourself and you know your limitations and your limits, you can and you should and it's your right to stop whenever people cross that limitation slash boundaries. And I know that's a hot topic because a lot of people don't really know how to deal with boundaries, or so many of us grew up being people pleasers and preferred being silent than actually asking for help because that wasn't called for, or our parents rejected us when we did, or brushed us off like we're annoying. So a lot of us happen to not have boundaries because all they do is they work for love because the parents didn't give them love naturally, so they had to do something, achieve something, become something, be someone in order to receive love. And so boundaries are kind of wishy-washy. A lot of people don't know what boundaries are and don't know that boundaries, just like anything else in life, is a custom-made thing. Your boundaries is not someone else's boundaries. Some people think being boundaryless is the best thing that could happen, and they actually think that they have some sort of control over it, when in reality they don't, or they have their own vision of what control is or what is boundaries, when in reality other people are getting hurt on left and right. So that is for how valid the boundaries can be. It's a very personal definition and a very personal idea of what is it. And so it's very important that we know what is our boundaries and what is our limits and not pass them, and that we learn to respect them, because once we respect them, then others know how to respect them. And so if we set the rules of how it is to play the game, living life with us, sharing life with us, having us as company, as a friend or a lover or a family member or a workmate, if we don't put those boundaries and we're not clear with them, then we don't know what are our boundaries, and we don't really know ourselves. And what we actually do is we call upon people to test them continuously because we're not aware of them. And so if you having being tested continuously about your boundaries, that probably means that there's some kind of tweaking need to be done with your perception of what are boundaries and what are your boundaries, and how to sorry, the kitty is like, she's obsessed. What are your boundaries and what are your things? What is your point where you need a nap and you need a rest, when you need to retire from people? And let me tell you, now is a very big point where a lot of people feel like that, but they need or feel the need to support others. Well, let me tell you a most important jug story. In spirituality, we say life is like a jug. If it's not full, don't pour to others. Even if there's a little tiny hair of it not being full, keep it to yourself, fill it up, and only from the whatever's left from the overflowing of it, people can take. That was the cat approving. So learn your boundaries.